So this is fairly an unconventional way to add a border to a quilt. You should always add the border when you're constructing the quilt top, correct? My quilt top is almost all constructed and I wanted to add side borders. So again, what I've done is I've made a long border out of my blue, I like this, it's like a pretty blue snowflake fabric on both sides. I've gotten out my Juki and I free motion quilted, having sandwiched this long piece together with my batting. I free motion quilted a just a squiggly design. All right, and what I've also done is I've made my binding. All right, I've made my binding, and as you can see, I've staggered it. Now I've not done a 45-degree seam. I've just done a straight seam here. It's okay. It's a little bit of a lump, but that's okay. So I have my peach and then my white and then my lavender. It's exactly the same on the other side. I decided to just, I had cut some random pieces of pinks and greens and blues, but I thought I'm just going to stick with the symmetry of having this binding little tiny edge is the exact same size, exact same look as the other side. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I have attached the binding, just like I would on the edge of a quilt, to the back of my quilt, and now I'm turning it over and I'm stitching it down, just like I'm doing here. Now I'm ready to sew my border to my quilt. This is the top of my quilt, and as you can see, I have bound this edge, excuse me, and this edge is bound here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to butt these up next to each other. I'm not overlapping them at all. Just like I sewed together the hexagons, all of the hexagons, I just butted them up to each other with this decorative zigzag. Now I had measured the white and then the color, and then the white and then the color, and then I've done that binding the same. So I made this a little bit longer, so I knew to get this right, and I'm just butting up this peach color against my white, like so, that the needle is going from side to side in sort of a decorative manner, keeping everything nice and straight. I'm not rushing this process because I want to keep the needle right in the middle so it bites either side of the binding.